were driving to the airport, my mom and I. I just got accepted into Auckland University, and it was my first time leaving home. Woohoo, New Zealand, here I come, or so I thought. Because she turned to me with a stern face and said, "Stephanie, if you come home with a white boy, I will disown you." Jeez, that wasn't a suggestion, wasn't it? It wasn't even a commandment. It was a threat. So off I went. I arrived in a student residence hall, surrounded by, you guessed it, cute, muscly, Kiwi rugby players. They were, but I had blinkers on my eyes, put there by none other but my mom, right? You know those blinders they put on racehorses so that you can only look straight ahead? Yeah, those. 4 years later, I came home. I had double majors in accounting, commercial law, and a Malaysian Chinese boyfriend. Mission accomplished! He was checklist material, so well-educated, well-employed, a Christian leader, a musician, and above all, Chinese. So everyone thought I had everything sorted, right? Well, he was living in New Zealand for 10 years, and I moved back. So we had to go through a discussion at a junction. He did what our third speaker did. He flew back to Malaysia for me. So I was the girl this time. And he moved countries for me. What else can I ask for? On a mission trip to Thailand, he was leading, inspiring, and serving. I looked across and I felt nothing. Empty. I just got hit by the realization that I couldn't see myself walking down the aisle to this man. I couldn't picture his face as my groom. I didn't want this life. But was I even allowed to choose differently? Remember my mother's threat? It wasn't about leaving him or ending the relationship, but it was about breaking my mother's dream that she had for me. However, when I did finally leave him, I felt relief. Breaking up with him was the easy part. Breaking the news to my friends, however, it felt like it was brutal. They couldn't understand. You had a perfect life. How could you throw that away? I don't understand. You should have married him. I felt like a social outcast. And the church, I don't know if I left the church or if the church dumped me. So 2 years later, he married his childhood sweetheart. And on that night, I told my girlfriend, I said, "Please help me. I don't want to be alone. Can we go out? I just want to have a fun night out." Guess what she did? She set me up on a blind date. I was like, "What? A blind date? No way, I don't want to go." But I was desperate. And I said, "Look, it's just dinner. It's not like we're going to get married." So off I went, dressed up, with my hair done, in heels. And I said, we went to a Spanish tapas restaurant. We were sitting down. It was very awkward at first. I don't know if either of us wanted to be there. But then we found common ground: diving, travel destinations, and an activist who was fighting against deforestation in Sarawak. We had a shared passion that lit a fire, And 3 months later, we were in a steady relationship. I felt comfortable. I felt like I had space to breathe. I could be myself. I could feel, even in silence, we could sit together, and there was peace. 3 years later, we got married. And guess what? He's a white boy. And I did not get disowned. Ha!